The Ruthven Applefest and Car Show. What a blast! Every year it seems to get bigger and bigger, and we're seeing cars appear we've never seen before. This show means a lot to organizer Jack and his team.
All the proceeds go to community living for the needy and the ones who need help. And the people who give the door prizes are really amazing, because a lot of people come and they just don't know how much them people give to us to have these car shows. Not only mine, but the other ones in Essex County too.
That's Jack's way of saying thank you to all who came out. This sure was a big show, and it even extended beyond the fence line into the next field. In this video, we'll look at some of the individual cars and tell a few stories too. We'll also drop a few names of people who own these vintage cars. Lots of exceptional automobiles here, like Don's 1938 Ford. Only those who have restored a car will know the amount of work and resources that have gone into these cars. Jake's Barracuda, for example, was almost beyond restoration, but a lot of work was done on it, and look at it now. Other cars like Don's 40 Ford have been pieced together and left alone. Don says he likes it that way. No cleaning, no polishing, just driving and enjoying. As for the bullet holes in the side of this car, someone was taking pot shots before Don bought the car. Don doesn't care about the bullet holes. They add character, and there's always a story to tell. Here's Jim's 67 Ford convertible. Denise takes real good care of her 1930 Model A. And this sinister-looking creature lurking in the shadows is a 2013 drag car, and it's owned by Danny. Jim's Mustang. And Jerry from Elmer owns this 64 Olds Dynamic 88 with a 394 330-horse engine. What's unusual about this luxury car is it came from the factory with 3 speeds on the column. That would make this a very rare car. Mild customizing on Jeff's 54 Ford. There's Tony's 29 Ford Hot Rod. Tony really enjoys this car. He's parked next door to George's 65 Barracuda. And there's Tom's 41 Ford Coupe. You know, these shows are as much about getting together as they are about cars, friends hanging out and having fun. That's the way it should be. Russ was here with his 57 Ford. And there's Bob's 69 Roadrunner with a 440 under the hood. Bob's been interested in cars all his life, and he taught about them for 30 years. Chris owns this 60 Corvette. And there's Pat's 1962 Corvette. Bob and Gloria love cruising in their 72 Chevelle. Here's a look under the hood. Now that's a nice-looking engine. There's always plenty to see at the Applefest Car Show. Hundreds of incredible automobiles. Visitors this year were in for a real treat. Here's John's 41 Chev Deluxe. Keith's 52 Plymouth Cranbrook was built in Windsor and restored 30 years ago. Like John's 41 Chev, it's all original. Mike drove in from Tilbury with his 56 Chevy. This is Terry's customized 51 Mercury. The paint on this car is amazing. You should see how it glistens in the sun. It took 3 years to build. Terry has kept the flathead engine but added a couple of 2-barrel carburetors. The dash is from a 49 Merc. Terry has always wanted an early 50s Merc, and I can see why. It's a beautiful car. And Basil has always wanted a 53 Studebaker Starlight. He bought this one from the southern U.S. as a parts car. He did all the fabricating himself over 4 years. Under the hood sits a 350 Chevy small block. The console is from an 89 Pontiac Bonneville, and the seats are 96 T-Bird. Phil's 68 Dodge is powered by a 383 engine. And Cliff from London has owned this Fairlane convertible for about 40 years. He really enjoys driving with the top down. Behind the flags is Norm's Model A. He takes good care of this car, complete with rumble seat. Mark has owned this Model T for about 10 to 12 years. He likes these cars because they're cheap to drive and easy to repair. The weather for this show was ideal. Plenty of sunshine, just the right temperature. It was tailor-made for hanging out with friends. There's Jesse's 85 Humvee. Les and Sandy's 29 Hot Rod. And Paul's 29 Hot Rod. All the kids love this car, including me. Chris owns this 64 Fastback with a 390 stroker under the hood. I'm David, and that's my car, a 62 Olds Starfire with a 394 345 horse engine. Some customizing done to this flat black Ford. Ron showed off his 70 Monte Carlo shined up with Fastwags. Jack's 68 Chrysler convertible. That's a 1931 Model A with gull-wing doors. It's perhaps the most radical custom at the show. Gull-wing doors on a Model A? I asked Blake what the motivation was behind that.
My dad, him and I built cars, and I wanted something different, so we decided the gull-wing doors, and he's the one that executed it. He said he spent many sleepless nights trying to figure out those gull-wing doors.
This is Dan's 58 Chevy Impala. Elvis and Marilyn on the Continental. Dan says 58 Chevys are his all-time favorite cars.
Always wanted one, finally got one, and tear it apart, paint it, put it back together again and drive it. We drive it 7 days a week. It runs good.
It's a 283 automatic, standard as they come. Steve's 66 Cadillac. Frank's 56 Chevy. And Rick's 33 Plymouth. That's Paul's 66 Chevy pickup. And Tom's 69 Sport Satellite. Leo was here with his 67 Beaumont. Nice looking engine in this car. Here's a car you'll recognize. Norm's 56 Ford. Cyril's Mustang Fastback. I know this is running long, but I'm trying to get in as many cars as possible. We are at the end of the season after all. That's Rob's 47 Ford. He and the gang are telling stories and getting the most out of the day. A nice-looking Pacer with a Continental kit. This one is a push-button automatic, and Curly is the proud owner. This is the first time we've seen the hardtop on Ken and Shirley's T-Bird. Ken says this was Shirley's anniversary present back in 2010. The way Ken tells it, Shirley wanted a white 56 T-Bird, and she got it. Art was there with a few of his cars. That's a rare Ford Durango. And of course Art's little hot rod, and I think I saw his yellow Mustang convertible around someplace. Here's Peter's 1970 Le Mans. It has a 500 horsepower engine under the hood. He bought this car because his dad had one. That's Wayne's 32 Chevy. John loves his 1970 Mercury Marquis convertible.
They only made 2100s of these series of cars in 69 and 70, so that really attracted me to it. Oh, I didn't know Mercury Marquis came in convertible, and I've always wanted one. It's an oddball like me, so I fell in love with it.
There are so many beautiful cars, great stories, and great people at the Ruthven Apple Fest. Richard's 34 Plymouth is powered by a 360 Chrysler Interceptor engine. Joe's 65 Cobra has a 302 under the hood. Melanie inherited this 1960 T-Bird from her fiancé who passed away. He traded in a Corvette on this car. Melanie says the Vette didn't have enough room. She's keeping the car in his memory. This is Dave's 1963 XL convertible. Badges on the car indicate a 427 engine, but actually it's got a 406. This car appears to be in reasonably good condition, although Dave says he still has work to do on it. There's Bob's 1931 Ford, a 55 Chevy Nomad. And here's a car you don't see very often. It's a 58 Austin. This 1930 Ford belongs to Casey. Pete's 1970 Volare. It was so nice to see Bob and Jan here with their 33 Chev. And there's Pete's 34 Chev Hot Rod. And Oscar with his 36 Chevy. Don't let the 40 Ford front end on Mark's pickup fool you. It's actually a 41 model. And it's got a 40 Ford Car Dash too. Woody strikes again, but he does it so well. What a nice looking original Rio. It's got an 85 horsepower flathead engine, and it runs like a top. Not many of these cars around anymore. John was here with his 73 Charger. Doug's 88 Chrysler LeBaron. Brian's 67 Barracuda. My goodness, I didn't realize how many cars there are here to profile. And I still won't get them all in. This is Len's 51 Ford hardtop with a flathead V8. Al's custom 47 Cadillac. Bob's 65 Valiant, and next door is Doug's custom 47 Ford. And there's still more cars to see. Fred's 47 Chevy. Ray's 54 Packard Patrician, Larry's 37 Ford. No matter how you look at it, this is cool. Ed's 56 Meteor Niagara. Here's something you may not suspect about Glenn's AMC Ambassador. It seems like such a sedate family car, but it's equipped with a powerful 401 engine that was often used by police departments to chase down the bad guys. Glenn tells us about that engine.
This engine here, it's a 401 cubic inch AMC engine designed by AMC. It's the only part of the car that is American Motors besides the body. It's running about 350 horsepower the way it's set up, which was police spec.
The interior in this car is original and was AMC top of the line for '73. There's Richard's 66 Valiant, and congratulations to him on the 2014 trophy win. Sarah and Gord's 59 Edsel. Jerry was here with his 41 Dodge. Gene's 1972 Olds Cutlass. And Pete's 1930 Model A Coupe. Next to Pete is John's complete custom car, and it's registered as a Duesenberg. Wow, what a day to be out enjoying. It doesn't get any better than this. There's a 56 Dodge Regent 2-door with a flathead 6. Nick's 59 Caddy. Hunter's 79 Ford. George's 46 Ford. And that's Harold's 1930 Model A. Kim was here with his 48 Ford Diesel. Ken's 57 T-Bird. Gord's Studebaker. Randy's 1990 pickup. And Pete's 51 Mercury. Pete won top prize last year for the best truck at the show. And there is Bob's 1957 Ford. Murray's 67 GTX. Andy's 31 DeSoto. He bought it pretty much as you see it today. It's got a 400 Chevy engine in it. This is Ron's 48 DeSoto. And this Oshawa-built 53 Chevy Power Glide is owned by Ed. That's a few of the cars and the names of people who make up our car group. It's all so much fun to be part of. I see cars heading toward the exits. It's time for me to say so long from the Ruthven Applefest Car Show. Special thanks to everyone for making these cruise nights and car shows such a success.
It's become really important for me to enjoy the people and enjoy the cars, and I just love being a part of the Ruthven Applefest Car Show.
It's been a great year. Have a safe fall and winter, and as they come along, we'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.